Yes, we are on. Awesome. Welcome again to our group here. This is going to be a specific message for those of you guys that are on our group, the Mindset Mastery group, on how to be aware, self-aware in relationships. So what I want to talk about today, it's called buffet recovery. And you may ask, what the heck is a buffet recovery? A buffet, excuse me, I speak French, it's my first language, so I might come across some words you might come across that way. But a buffet recovery is what I did for the longest time prior to me really getting some massive breakthrough in my life. So basically what I did, I'm going to tell you myself, what I did is I went around and I read books. Went to a workshop here. I tried to meal piece my recovery. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because an event happened to me, and I'm going to get into that. Let me rewind back. On my internet, hopefully this is working because I had issues on my internet. So like it would work better in my living room versus in my room. So I always have to go to the living room in order to do that. And many people that were in the industry told me that, wait, that doesn't sound right. You should call the person that the technical person, right? The cable company or the internet company. I didn't do that. So for the longest time I did not. And I started adapting to this slow speed internet. It's going to get to a point. Okay. I have a point with all this. And then just yesterday, the guy came in and he literally changed my life because he actually fixed it. The guy from the cable company or for the internet company, he came in and he fixed it. And he told me, yeah, your router, I believe it's called, was not up to par. This is a new router. It's faster and it's got all this whatever. And I'm like, great. Cost me what, $5 a month extra? And that was nothing. I'm like, wow, okay, I'll take that. But the point that I'm trying to make is now my speed is better. It feels better. I don't have to get disconnected in what I do. And even this live version, preferably, it does work. This is, coming from a place where I usually would break down. So anyways, the point is this. I was trying to meal piece, save money. I'm trying to or go around or get used to whatever was going on with my internet service. Okay. It wasn't even about saving money. It's just that I didn't look into it. I didn't want to look into it. I thought this is the way it is. I've lived this way with this slow internet service, so it should be okay. And I want you to think about it. In our relationships, in our lives, aren't we doing similar things that we kind of like start adapting to the way things are? Maybe life becomes like redundant. We're slowing down. We're not engaging anymore and we're settling. And I know I've done many calls on that, but I think today I want to talk to you about what happens when you start to settle with that speed of your life right now, where it could be you're not aligned. It connected emotionally, spiritually, and everything, or even in your relationship, and you get used to it. So what does that look like for me? When I got started in my personal growth journey, I try to do is meal piece. I read books, I went to workshops, I went to seminar, but the big thing was for me to literally get involved and really go after some massive coaching, getting coaching and all that. And I just wasn't ready for it. But I thought that I could do it on my own. I really thought I could do that. But it took me decades to get to a point where I remember the first time I hired a business coach, actually, 10 years of doing it the wrong way. And then after him and I connecting and working together, within what I've learned in 3 months, I did more as far as the way of being, how I changed in 10 years of trying to do it on my own, trying to figure it out on my own. That's what I call a buffet recovery, a buffet healing. And a buffet is a meal where you go in and you meal piece it, right? If you want to get some vegetables, you can. If you want to get some carrots, you can. And I think in our lives, you could do the same thing. I don't really like this kind of training. I like this kind of training. And here's the thing. You're your own mind. That means that you're going to avoid healing. Your mind will trick you to avoid the healing that you need. Your mind will trick you to avoid the healthy relationship that you need. Your mind will trick you to avoid the right kind of business or job that you have. Your mind will trick you to that. Why would your mind do that? Because it wants to be safe. It wants to be safe. So when your mind is meal piecing or having a buffet recovery, I'm just going to do a little bit here and do a little bit. I could be as cheap as possible. That shows this lack of self-worth. Like, I am worthy of the best. I am worthy. And when you are worthy of healing, you are worthy of the best, guess what? You will do whatever it takes to get the best. So living in that solo recovery or that solo, I'm going to do it myself on my own. What the problem with that? You start adapting to the new way of being. It's a struggle. You're not striving, you're struggling. And as a single person or as a married person within a marriage, you start just to settle with that struggle. Or as a single, you struggle with that. Or even as just a person that's connecting socially, then you start to withdraw. You don't have that connection. Or at work, you don't feel good enough. You get passed on your promotions. Why? Because you're still dealing with a buffet recovery, which you're picking and choosing what's good for you. And you're the one picking. That's the thing. The mind that got you in trouble or that got you into this lifestyle that's not very fulfilling is not going to be the same mind that's going to get you out of it. Now, I've been coaching for the past 18 years, right? I've been doing personal growth for 18 years, spent over 6 figures on that. Guess what? I still have a coach. I still have somebody else to help me shift my mind because I can't do it on my own. And I try to meal piece it. I try to get this little person over here. I can get as many free things that I could possibly can. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you can't live on crumbled breads and think that you're going to be strong in order to deal with life. We literally reap what we sow. So the worst part about this thing is decades could go by and we're still not. It's an illusion of recovery, but not really being recovered, right? It is about, and basically it's a false recovery. So here's what I would ask you to do. What I would ask you to do, like I did, I called a technician. I called somebody that was an expert at this internet thing, which I don't know jack about, right? I'm good with people, not technology. However, that person came in and fixed something that was going on for me, at least from as long as I've been in my new place here for 2 years, that I have not, or a year and a half, that I just adapted to this slow way of being, the speed, and then just all my family, all their internet dropping and thinking that's just my location, but it wasn't. See, whatever my thinking was settled with whatever was going on. So whatever your thinking is actually causing you to settle for the lifestyle that you have. And that is why you need an outside perspective. So I'm glad that you're here. And then another thing is when you have a professional, it creates time. Like I just told you, as I hired my coach, it created so much more time for me. I had so much more time, meaning that I didn't have to waste all the time failing and trial. And believe me, relationships is very expensive when you have that pattern. A divorce is extremely expensive. And having no connection emotionally cause suicide. You know, they say that if you don't know how to communicate, I don't have a community. You know, a lot of people do that. So, or being in the wrong place or not being passed on in your promotions at work or not really going after your dreams because you feel not good enough, that costs you a lifestyle, an entire life. So the thing to create that's living of a connection and a better connection, I believe is a better connection with God, and the better connection with yourself, it has to take some work. So you got to get some work going on. And my journey started, and I remember I was always thinking, why are people not coaching me? Why people? Because I wasn't coachable. I wasn't ready for it. So your journey is for you to be ready for what's to come. And you know, I've been in real estate, and I did some investment in real estate, and I'm about to wrap it up. And I remember always missing out real estate investment. And because I didn't have the proper cash, because I spent all my cash, right? And I remember always missing the investment. And I thought, man, next time I'll have the money to be able to invest. That doesn't work that way. There is no next time you'll have the money to invest. It's more of what am I doing today, a little bit at a time, in order to be able to be ready to invest? And the biggest investment you have is not real estate. The biggest investment you could do is investing back in yourself. And when you invest back in yourself, everything changes. Your finances, your relationships, your emotion, your spirituality, and your health. And beyond even the finances that changes, it's just your life. And we are not guaranteed. I just heard, what do you call it, a report of a building that collapsed. And I'm like, man, I don't know if you have anybody in that area, but please pray for these people, like a part of a building collapse. I just saw that. I mean, who would have thought that those people that's sleeping and all of a sudden they're dead? I don't know who's dead or what, but we never know. Life is so fast. So if that's life, why are you waiting for? Why wait? And so for me, the biggest investment is investing back in myself. I literally have an account. Oh, you could have one called You Incorporated, because you are it. So put time, energy into that account. Set aside some personal growth funds for yourself. So when an opportunity comes, you could able to invest back in you. And that's what I did in real estate. And that's what I'm doing even in different investment that I have. It's just that because I've been saving towards it, it could be saving towards a vacation too. You know what I mean? You save towards it. And that to me is a better way to recover and be prepared, because I believe that God absolutely has everything for you, but he wants you to actually do something. He doesn't want to just give you things without you having to. It's a partnership. It's not just like, he'll give me. He's not an ATM. Okay. So he creates an opportunity for you to shift and grow. I remember there's so many opportunities that was created for me, but I just did not have the time. I just did not have the money, and I just did not have the resources to actually create that. And then when I realized that I never will, then I created it. And that's when everything changes. Hopefully that helps you, but do not meal-piece your recovery or your healing. Prepare for it. Get prepared for it, because in times you will be ready. An opportunity will come in, and then you will be able ready to take it. And once you do it, you'll ask yourself this, like I did: what the heck was I doing in the past decades of my life? What the heck was I doing? And what I was doing, and I'll wrap it up with this, I didn't want it to be too long, is I was literally wasting my time because I felt I wasn't worthy enough. I wasn't worthy to invest in myself. And then when you're not worthy for that, then guess what? People won't see your value to invest back in you. That's the thing. All right. And you've got a lot to give in this world. So let's start living that out. Let's start recreating an investment back in you. And I'm not just talking about finance. I'm just talking about an investment in time, so you can set time aside for you. An investment in rest, so you can rest. An investment in being creative. Create that time in your schedule. Create that time, that account in your finances. Create that time with God. Create it, and that becomes a habit. And those who are trusted with a little bit, we trusted with a lot more. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop this, and hopefully it did connect and we didn't have any breakdown reception and all that stuff, and we were good to go. So let me go ahead and end this real quick here. Oh man, I didn't record it on my Facebook, on my Zoom, but it's cool. All right. So yo, please comment. Just give me some comment, give me some feedback, because I do want it to be interactive. Let me know what you got out of this thing. Oh, by the way, when you're commenting, it helps your mind as well to vocalize. And then when you're putting it out there and you're declaring what you're going to do, hey, that actually helps you accountable. All right. With that, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.